Hey, hey, hey. There is a new movie coming to this town. All those involved in this film will now be sworn in.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you have done your job in this picture to the best of your abilities? James Stewart?
I do.
Lee Remick?
I do.
Ben Gazzara?
I do.
Arthur O'Connell?
I do.
Eve Arden?
I do.
Catherine Grant?
I do.
And you, Duke Ellington?
I do.
And you, Joseph N. Welsh, who temporarily deserted the real law to play Judge Weaver?
I do.
This is highly irregular.
Irregular, John? Didn't you approve the screenplay by Wendell Mays?
Yes?
Didn't you, when I came up here, suggest that we shoot here in this courtroom? And didn't you yourself suggest every single location for the film, including your own house, that you were kind enough to lend us?
Well, that's true.
And didn't you, being not only a bestseller novelist, but also a justice of the Supreme Court of Michigan, didn't you supervise every single legal detail in the film?
Yes, Otto, but you don't have a jury.
Oh, that, you see, John, our jury is not just 12 men and women in a box. Our judge and jury sits out there, millions and millions of people in the theaters.
He said, I fooled my lawyer, I fooled that head shrinker, I'm gonna fool that bunch of corn cobbers on the jury.
You're a liar! You're a lousy, stinking liar!
Oh, could Mutt have a little in that ashtray, maybe? He loves beer.
You want a beer for the dog?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
He'll go to sleep now.
No, it's common knowledge in Thunder Bay you were living with Quill.
It's not true. Barney Quill was...
Was what, Miss Pallant? Barney Quill was what, Miss Pallant?
The #1 book is now the #1 movie, unanimously acclaimed by the press everywhere. This is what the New York Times said about Anatomy of a Murder. Strong suspense, pounding drama, uninhibited and uncensored, well-nigh flawless.
Now, until this trial's over, you're going to be a meek little housewife with horn-rimmed spectacles. And you're going to stay away from men and juke joints and booze and pinball machines, and you're going to wear a skirt and low-heeled shoes, and you're going to wear a girdle, and especially a girdle.
Why wouldn't I be legally justified in killing the man who raped my wife?
Time element. Now, if you'd caught him in the act, the shooting might have been justified, but you didn't catch him in the act.
Wow, it's sensational. New York Daily News. One of the most extraordinary films ever made, Los Angeles Times. For those who can stand straight talk, Time magazine.
Well, doesn't a woman sort of instinctively know when a fellow's on the make?
Oh, sure. But that's only usual with me. With men, I mean. Almost all men, ever since I was a kid.
Did you cry out? Did you scream?
Didn't seem to be much use out there in the woods.
And this is what other critics said.
As tense and thrilling a shocker as has come along in years. Life magazine.
On every count, one of the best films of the year. New York Herald Tribune.
Sacco Cinema. Don't miss Anatomy of a Murder.
New York Post. The details are as plain spoken in the film as in the book. A trial as tense as the one in the novel. Look magazine.
Is that because you know that Barney Quill bathed and changed and cooled off after he raped and beat hell out of this poor woman?
Your Honor, everybody in this court is being tried except Frederick Manion. I must protest...
Now listen, this is a cross-examination murder case. It's not a high school debate. What are you and Dancer trying to do? Railroad this soldier into the clink?
Anatomy of a Murder, 1959. Otto Preminger's groundbreaking courtroom drama. Otto Preminger's Anatomy of a Murder, starring James Stewart as the small-town lawyer Paul Biegler, stands as a landmark in cinematic history. More than just a gripping whodunit, the film delves into the complex moral ambiguities of the law. the fallibility of human perception, and the intricate layers of truth hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. Set against the stunning backdrop of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, Anatomy of a Murder dissects a seemingly straightforward case of murder and reveals the messy, uncomfortable realities that lie at the heart of justice. The film centers on the case of Lieutenant Frederick Manion, Ben Gazzara, an Army officer accused of killing Barney Quill, a local tavern owner. Manion claims Quill raped his wife Laura, Lee Remick, and that the killing was a moment of uncontrollable, justifiable rage brought on by the irresistible impulse. Paul Biegler, a former district attorney turned small-town lawyer with a passion for jazz and a penchant for fishing, takes on Manion's defense. He is aided by his loyal, albeit slightly eccentric, friend and colleague, Parnell McCarthy, Arthur O'Connell, a recovering alcoholic with a sharp legal mind, and his ever-reliable secretary, Maida Rutledge, Arden. From the very outset, Anatomy of a Murder avoids the tropes of traditional Hollywood courtroom dramas. There are no clear-cut heroes or villains. Biegler is not a crusading idealist, but a pragmatic lawyer motivated as much by boredom and financial necessity as by a genuine belief in his client's innocence. He's flawed, comfortable in his small-town existence, and possesses a quiet intelligence that belies his seemingly unassuming demeanor. Stewart's performance is masterful, capturing Biegler's wit, his cautious optimism, and his growing unease as he navigates the murky waters of the case. Similarly, Manion is no sympathetic victim. He is arrogant, controlling, and plagued by a volatile temper. Gazzara portrays him as a coiled spring, a man simmering with barely suppressed anger and resentment. His relationship with Laura is fraught with tension, and their interactions are punctuated by veiled accusations and unspoken resentments. Lee Remick, as Laura, delivers a captivating performance as a woman caught in the crossfire of the legal battle. She is alluring, enigmatic, and seemingly unconcerned with the societal norms of the time. Her flirtatious nature and ambiguous behavior fuel speculation about the events leading up to the murder and raise uncomfortable questions about the nature of consent and the limits of self-defense. The prosecution is led by Mitch Lodwick George C. Scott, the formidable and ambitious district attorney. Scott, in his first credited film role, delivers a powerful performance as a man driven by a relentless pursuit of justice, or perhaps ambition. He is a worthy adversary for Biegler, challenging him at every turn with sharp legal arguments and a keen understanding of courtroom strategy. The dynamic between Biegler and Lodwick is one of the highlights of the film, a clash of legal titans fueled by contrasting personalities and differing interpretations of the facts. The courtroom scenes in Anatomy of a Murder are groundbreaking for their realism and their willingness to address previously taboo subjects. Preminger dared to depict legal procedures and terminology with unprecedented accuracy. Words like rape, sperm, and sexual intercourse were spoken in open court, shattering the squeamishness of the era and challenging the boundaries of cinematic representation. This commitment to realism extended to the film's portrayal of the irresistible impulse defense, a controversial legal concept that questioned the very nature of criminal responsibility. The film meticulously dissects the evidence, examining the ballistic reports, the bloodstain patterns, and the testimonies of witnesses. Biegler skillfully probes the witnesses, exposing inconsistencies and challenging their motives. He meticulously constructs a legal strategy based on the irresistible impulse defense, arguing that Manion was driven to kill Quill by a temporary state of insanity brought on by the trauma of his wife's alleged rape. However, the brilliance of Anatomy of a Murder lies not in its legal technicalities, but in its exploration of the human condition. The film raises profound questions about the nature of truth, the reliability of memory, and the corrupting influence of power. Each character harbors their own secrets and agendas, and the truth becomes a slippery, subjective entity, constantly shifting and evolving depending on the perspective of the observer. Is Manion truly driven by an uncontrollable rage? Or is he simply a cold-blooded killer seeking to escape the consequences of his actions? Is Laura a victim of sexual assault, or is she a manipulative femme fatale, using her sexuality to manipulate the men around her? Is Biegler a righteous defender of justice, or is he a cynical lawyer willing to bend the rules to win a case? These questions linger long after the final verdict is delivered, forcing the audience to confront the uncomfortable ambiguities of human behavior. The film's exploration of gender roles is particularly noteworthy. Laura Manion is portrayed as a complex and controversial figure, defying the conventional image of the submissive housewife. She is independent, outspoken, and unapologetically sexual, challenging the patriarchal norms of the time. Her ambiguous behavior and her willingness to engage in flirtatious banter with other men raise questions about her fidelity and her role in the events leading up to the murder. While some critics have accused the film of perpetuating negative stereotypes about women, others have argued that it offers a nuanced and complex portrayal of female sexuality and agency. Furthermore, Anatomy of a Murder subtly critiques the social and political landscape of post-war America. The film highlights the stark contrast between the idyllic image of small-town life and the underlying tensions and prejudices that simmer beneath the surface. The presence of African-American jazz musicians in the local bar, brilliantly scored by Duke Ellington, serves as a subtle reminder of the racial inequalities that persisted in American society at the time. The film's ending is deliberately ambiguous, leaving the audience to ponder the true nature of justice and the consequences of moral compromise. While Manion is acquitted, the film offers no easy answers or satisfying resolution. We are left with the unsettling realization that the truth may never be fully known and that justice, like beauty, lies in the eye of the beholder. Anatomy of a Murder is a masterpiece of filmmaking that continues to resonate with audiences today. Its enduring appeal lies in its unflinching exploration of the human condition, its masterful performances, and its groundbreaking approach to the courtroom drama genre. It is a film that challenges our assumptions about justice, truth, and the complexities of human behavior, reminding us that the anatomy of any crime is rarely as simple as it seems. It's a journey into the heart of deception where the lines between right and wrong blur, leaving us questioning the very nature of justice in a world filled with shades of gray.